Caitlin Clark injury update sidelines Fever star for weeks. Caitlin Clark will miss at least 2 weeks of WNBA action. The Indiana Fever announced the guard has a left quadriceps strain. The injury marks Clark's first significant absence as a professional player. This development is a major blow for the Fever's early season momentum. According to the team's official statement, Clark will be re-evaluated after the initial 2-week period. Her durability was a hallmark of her record-breaking college career at Iowa. Examining the impact on the court, Clark was performing at a high level before the injury. She averaged 19 points per game in her first 4 WNBA contests. She also led the league with 9.3 assists per game. Her absence creates a significant void in the Fever's offense. Veterans like Kelsey Mitchell must now shoulder more scoring and playmaking duties. The team's depth will be tested during a critical part of the schedule. The Fever previously showed resilience without Clark in a preseason overtime win. That experience could prove valuable now. Team chemistry and defense will be key to surviving this stretch. Clark's influence extends beyond basketball. Despite the injury, Clark remains a central figure in sports media. She recently participated in the Annika Pro-Am golf tournament. There, she played alongside LPGA Tour star Nelly Korda. The event was broadcast live on the Golf Channel. Clark's presence generated massive online engagement and cross-sport visibility. This highlights her unique status as a transcendent athlete. Her ability to draw attention to women's sports, even from the sidelines, is undeniable. This crossover appeal strengthens her brand and the leagues she participates in. It also inspires a new generation of young athletes. A test of resilience for player and team. For Clark, this is an unfamiliar challenge. She never missed a game due to injury during her 4 years at Iowa. How she handles rehabilitation will be closely watched. For the Indiana Fever, the next several games are a test of their roster construction. Winning without their primary offensive engine is a difficult task. It will require a collective effort and strategic adjustments from the coaching staff. The situation underscores the physical demands of the WNBA season. Even the most talented players are not immune to setbacks. The response to adversity often defines a team's character. The Caitlin Clark injury news is a setback, but her cross-sport prominence confirms her role as a defining athlete of this era. Her recovery and the Fever's adaptability will be a major storyline to follow. iNews covers the latest and most impactful stories across entertainment, business, sports, politics, and technology, from AI breakthroughs to major global developments. Stay updated with the trends shaping our world. For news tips, editorial feedback, or professional inquiries, please email us at info@zoambangla.com. Usually, it hummed with the electric crackle of Caitlin Clark's presence, her quick-fire laugh, the slap of her shoes carving arcs around defenders, the echo of long-range threes that somehow felt inevitable. But today, the hardwood lay quiet. A basketball rolled lazily across the court, nudged only by the draft of the sliding doors. And in the middle of that vast quiet stood Clark, arms crossed, jaw tight, sidelined by the one thing she never learned how to outrun: time. The injury news hit the WNBA landscape like a shockwave. Out for weeks, the team's statement read, simple, bland, devastating. They didn't add the part about fan heartbreak ricocheting from Indianapolis to Iowa City and everywhere her legend had already seeped. But they didn't need to. Anyone who followed her journey could feel the collective gasp. Clark, still in her practice gear, tried to laugh it off at first. "Look, I've played through stuff before," she told reporters, tapping the side of her knee as though it betrayed her. "This is different, but I'll be back." She said it with confidence, the way she spoke about everything, from logo threes to impossible comebacks. But later, after the cameras left and the lights dimmed, she approached the empty court again, feeling the absence of the ball in her hands like something missing from her own heartbeat. The Fever's season had never revolved around one player, publicly, at least. But anyone paying attention knew the truth. Clark wasn't just the engine, she was the spark, the ignition, the high-octane fuel that pulled Indiana from irrelevance to conversation piece, ratings magnet, and playoff hopeful. Without her, the team suddenly felt like a stacked deck missing its ace. Coach Lin Dunn gathered the squad in a tight huddle after the news broke. "We don't fall apart," she told them, voice firm even though everyone knew the weight she carried. "We rise. And we rise for her." Shoipe Cunningham, the firebrand of the locker room, was the first to step up. "She'd punch us in the arm if we didn't," she joked, easing the tension, earning a chorus of laughter. Then, turning serious, she added, "We play harder. That's the rule." Lexi Hull nodded beside her. "We run her plays even if she's not here. That way the floor feels like she's still with us." No one said it out loud, but everyone felt the same strange void, a space where Clark's swagger used to be. Her injury was temporary, of course, but the psychological shock was something else entirely. The fever had built a rhythm that wrapped itself around her playmaking, her movement, her gravity. Even her silence pulled defenders out of position. Now the team would need to learn how to breathe differently. Meanwhile, Clark's days shifted into an unfamiliar routine. Film. Repeat. She sat beside the team trainers, wincing as they worked to restore strength and calm swelling. Each grimace wasn't from pain, but from impatience. She didn't know how to stay still. Basketball was more than movement, it was identity. Yet training staff were adamant. You push too soon, you risk months, not weeks. She bit her tongue. For once, restraint was the only thing she could control. To keep her spirits from crashing, she studied game tape religiously. She watched every fever possession, calling out reads, predicting passes, criticizing defensive lapses, complimenting perfect rotations. Sometimes she'd speak so passionately the trainers paused their work just to listen. "You know," one of them joked, "you're going to come back coaching the team if you're not careful." "Maybe," she laughed, "but I like scoring better." And she missed scoring more than anything. The fans missed it too. Even in her absence, the Fever Arena filled with "Get Well Soon" posters, Clark jerseys, cardboard cutouts of her waving awkwardly from the stands. Social media swelled with highlight reels, speculative timelines, and messages from across the sports world. Even Caitlin Clark detractors, rare as they were vocal, had fallen silent. Nobody wanted the league without its brightest star. Her injury became something of a bonding moment. Opposing players sent messages of encouragement. Legends like Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi made public comments about resilience, toughness, and the grind of professional recovery. Even NBA stars, famous for their own spectacular injury narratives, echoed the same sentiment. "She'll be back stronger. She's built different. She's not done, not even close." The Fever, meanwhile, adopted a new identity. It wasn't as pretty, not as flashy. But it was gritty, defense first, bruising rebounds, methodical possessions. They played as though Clark watched every moment, which,